Welcome back. We've been working through problem 728. In part 1, we did FIFO. In part 2, we did LIFO. This video, we're going to do the weighted average inventory record, and we're also going to answer what the sales, COGS, and gross profit are, and we'll do a couple of journal entries as well. But the main focus is preparing and understanding how the weighted average method works. So to do it, I've prepared an Excel file. You can find the link below or on my website, tonybell.com. It's all linked through, but if you're not given an Excel file, you can just prep this by hand, and I show you how to do that in like the final 30 seconds of part 1 of this series. So if you want to know how to prepare this by hand, it's not too complicated. Okay, so we're doing the weighted average method. Now remember the deal with the weighted average method. The weighted average method says, what's the average cost of what I have in inventory? But if I have a lot of one unit and less of another, I need to consider that weight. And you'll see what I mean here. Let's jump in and start with May 1st. May 1st, we have a beginning inventory of 20 units at $3 a unit, not a purchase, sorry. So we're not going to use our purchases column. We're not going to use our cost of goods sold column. Just what's our opening inventory? 20 units at $3 a unit. That's $60 worth of inventory. Put a line underneath, and we're on to the next. Now, whenever you make a purchase under weighted average, that's when you've got some work to do. So we purchase 5 at $3.25, so equals, 3.25. 5 times 325 is 1625. So very much like FIFO and LIFO, I say, well, I had 20, I bring it down, 23 and 60, and I'm adding to it 5 and 3.25 for 1625, of course. Now remember how to calculate a weighted average. So anytime you make a purchase, you're going to try to determine what's the average cost of my inventory. Now, if I were to do a simple average of these two numbers, right, 3 and 325 would be $3.12, 3.125. But I have way more $3 units than I have 3.25 units. So I would expect a weighted average to be weighted towards the 3, right? There's more of these $3 units. Now, how do I do a weighted average? It's not that complicated. You add the left side, you add the right side. So let's do that. So we have 25 units in total. The total value of our inventory is $76.25. So what is the average cost of what I have in inventory? Well, I go $76.25 divided by $25, 76.25 divided by 25, and I get 3.05. Now you can see that's not in the middle point, right? The midpoint was $3.12. We're only $3.05. Why is that? Well, because again, I got way more of the cheap units, right? Way more of the $3 units. So my average cost of what's in my inventory, $3.05. Let's continue. May the 13th. I sell 22 units. Now, with FIFO, I would have said, well, what's the oldest unit? What's the newest unit? With average cost, I said, well, what's my average cost of goods sold? So I didn't make any purchases today. I'm not going to use that section. I'm going to use my cost of goods sold section. Remember, we don't use these revenue numbers. These are revenue numbers. These are not cost numbers. So I have to say, what's the average cost of these 22 units I sold? And the average cost, we just did all that work to figure out the average cost is $3.05. So 22 units, the average cost is $3.05. 22 times 305 is $67.10. So I had 25 units, I sold 22 of them. What's my running tally? What do I have left in inventory? And the answer is 3 at 305. 3 at 305 is 9:15. That's coincidentally, that's my bedtime, 9:15. And there we have it, May 13th in the bag. Let's continue. May the 20th. We purchased 7 units at $3.55. 7 times $3.55 is $24.85. I didn't make any sales today, so I don't use cost of goods sold. And I go, well, I had 3 at $3.05 for $9.15. I've purchased 7 at $3.55 for $24.85. And guess what? Whenever we make a purchase, we re-average. So I'm going to total the left. I'm going to total the right. I take the right number divided by the left. 3 plus 7 is 10. 9 plus 24 is 34. 34 divided by 10 means the average cost of our inventory is now 3.4, the weighted average cost. Now again, if I were to take an average between 305 and 355, well, let's just do an average. That plus that divided by 2. I'm going to need some brackets here or it's going to mess me up. Bracket there. Oops. Get rid of the plus maybe. Oh, I got to hit equals. That's the thing. There we go. And the average cost of what's in my inventory is $330, but you can see the weighted average is $340. Why would that be? Why is it not just $330, the average between $305 and $355? And the reason it's closer to $355 than $305 is because I got more of the expensive units, right? I got 7 expensive ones, I got 3 cheaper ones, so my weighted average is a little higher than a simple average. Okay, let's continue. May 24th. I buy 5 more, 5 at 3.7. My costs are really skyrocketing here. Equals 5 times 3.7, 18.5. So I didn't make any sales today. I had 10 at 3.4 for 34. I'm adding to it 5 at 3.7 for 18.5. Add the left side, add the right side. 10 plus 5 is 15. Oops. What is going on? Keyboard lack of skill right now. 34 plus 18 is 52. 52 divided by 15 is 3.5. So our weighted average inventory cost is now 3.5. Now I've made the numbers work out beautifully and cleanly. When you do weighted average, you will often end up with awkward long decimals. I would suggest take as many decimals as you reasonably can. Take at least as many as what your professor recommends, probably at least 2 or 3. This one, though, the numbers worked out well. May 31st, we make a sale. So no purchases on May 31st. We're not going to use this section. We're going to use our cost of goods sold section. We sold 11 units. We have to say, what's the average cost of our inventory? Well, we've just done all this work to say the average cost of our inventory is 3.5. 11 times 3.5 is 38.5. I had 15 units. I sold 11. What do I have left? I've got 4 units left. Average cost is 3.5. 4 times 3.5 is $14. And we're done. So we have done our inventory record for this company, for this situation. Let me move this over to the side. And we're going to calculate sales. Sales revenue, cost of goods sold, and gross profit. I got a little cough coming. There we go. Okay, so sales, COGS, and a gross profit. Let's do it. So our sales revenue, well, we've done this a couple of times. The May 13th sale was $220. The May 31st sale was $110. Oh, I'm like looking at the numbers, highlighting them, but they're behind my dopey head. So I sold $220 on May the 13th, and I sold $110 on May the 31st. Just 22 times 10 is 220. 11 times 10 is 110. And 220 plus 110 is 330. I sold $330 worth of product. My cost is just the sum of the COGS column, 67 and 38, it's 105. Sales minus COGS is the gross profit. How much did I make? I made $224 on these sales. Now we set the sales rev to 100%. I like to express these numbers as percentages. So our sales, of course, is 100%. Our COGS is 32%, and our gross profit, therefore, is 68%, our gross profit percentage, and that's a number that companies monitor very closely. The final piece here was to do a couple of journal entries. We were asked to do journal entries for May the 24th and for May the 31st. So here's my May 24th journal entry. I bought some inventory. So I debit inventory. I bought $18.50 worth of inventory. And I credit accounts payable or cash, right? So generally good to assume on account unless you're told otherwise. But Question didn't say, so I would accept either. Then when we make a sale, remember, when you make a sale of inventory, you're going to debit cash or accounts receivable. Again, depends on what the question says. Often it'll say all inventory transactions are on account. Like, that's a very common thing you read in these questions, and that's very true to life, by the way. Debit AR, credit sales rev. Debit COGS, credit inventory. That's a very normal inventory sale journal entry. Okay, well, what was our AR? What was our sales rev on May the 31st? Well, we just did the math. It's $110. We sold 11 units at $10 each. It's $110 in sales revenue. And what was our cost of goods sold on May the 31st? Well, it's the whole reason I make the table. My cost of goods sold was $38.50. And there we have it. We've gone through this whole problem doing FIFO, LIFO, and now we've done weighted average. If you've gone through all of those with me, for goodness sakes, I hope you won't be shy about hitting one of those buttons. I do hope the video helped, and if it did, I hope you will help me. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
The next video in our series is right up here, and if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.